Hello and welcome. This is Jessica with Skilled Womanhood. Today it's super windy. The video is probably going to have a bunch of awful muffling noise to it. I'm sorry about that. Mostly I'm just going to be showing you what I'm doing. I've got a bunch of cedar logs that I have to split before the rain comes in like 3 hours. And so I'm just going to show you what I do with these smaller rounds that once I've cut them from my chainsaw, cut them with my chainsaw, then I need to split them to smaller pieces to fit into my stove. So of course, as always, personal protective equipment, glasses, gloves, earmuffs. I got my boots, okay. So yeah, protect yourself because stuff gets flying. There's lots of blades and things flying around, so you just don't want to hurt yourself if possible. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the tools that I work with when I do this. Okay, so this is called a maul. You can see it's different than an axe. It's got definitely a bigger, fatter, almost like a sledgehammer back to it. And so when this drives into wood, it's splitting that wood big time, okay? Opposed to like a thinner axe, it's going to be like whack, 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 whack. This is just going to go and just rip the thing apart. I don't like using this either, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and it works pretty good. So I'll show you how I use that. And when I don't want to deal with any kind of splitting, like wielding a big blade over my head, I like to use a wedge and a little sledge, okay? This is probably my favorite way to split, but if I can tell that the wood is splitting nicely, I don't mind using a maul. I just don't want to be fighting the wood with the maul. And presently, some of the cedar that I'm working with has got a bunch of knots in it, which makes it definitely harder to split because all of the knots in the wood are all kind of gnarled, tightly bound up. And unlike a straight grain, it's just going to go boom and just split like nicely for you. So when that doesn't happen, I try to find safer ways to deal with it because it's like I feel like I hit that cedar and just like the maul wants to just bank over, and it's just deadly, actually. I mean, it's really important to watch my form. You don't want to try like use brute strength for your body because it's hard. Everything's about technique. So I'm going to practice on this piece of wood right here. So again, I start, bend my knees, I lean down, I lift this part up. Then I use momentum to lift up both hands and then down. When you do this, it's kind of like if you've ever played softball. You got to keep your eyes open and you got to look at what you're doing. If you close your eyes every time, you don't see. The blade sometimes goes in different directions. Usually your hands follow your eyes. So keep your eyes on it. A big thing I'm doing too is that I'm not really like using my arm strength as much as I'm like squatting hard. I'm just going squat and use kind of my whole body. Whack. The other thing I'm doing is I'm visualizing the blade and my force going as hard as I can to drive it to the bottom of that log. Yeah, that's another part of visualizing, that you're not wanting to just chop right at the top, you're wanting to hit it all the way at the bottom. So use all your momentum to be focusing on the bottom of that round. As I'm trying to pay attention to my movements, as I'm lifting it up here, my knees are bent, and I'm lifting it up, and I'm sliding my hands really close together, like this. Like really close, not like this. Don't go boom. You want to have one force like here. At least that's what works for me. So this one has a lot of knots and it rejected me on that one. But as long as I got this little piece off, this will fit into my wood stove and that's my goal. I'm too tired to finish this one. Get one with as least knots as possible. If you don't know what a knot is, these are knots. They're where branches come out. And they're just gnarled, make it super difficult to split. But this is a way more mellow way to do it if you're not comfortable wielding a big maul. Okay, so you take your wedge. I like to start on the outsides. Like I like to wedge here and kind of work around. Okay. If I can tell the wood is really dry, I might start in the heart, but I like to start on the sides. See, I kind of choke up on my sledge, but don't hit your fingers. Okay, so you see how this knot got in the way and it screwed up my ability just to do a clean cut, which is annoying. That happens often. Okay, there you go, just like that, and I just kind of work around little by little. It's a lot easier without the knots in the wood, but if they are there, you just work at it, chip away at it little by little. See, the knots get in the way every time, so you can kind of see what I'm dealing with. Let's see if I can try the maul. See if that'll work. There we go. That worked good. I'm stoked. I've got one more trick for you. So if you've got two wedges, let's say you're either splitting a log like lengthwise, or you get to a point where you have driven your wedge so far in to the round that it's like lost in it. You can take another wedge, come alongside, start driving that wedge down, and then it'll break the wood open. But otherwise, if you get your wedges stuck way down in the wood, you gotta burn that piece of wood somehow, like in a bonfire, to get it out. So anyway, I hope that helps you prepare yourself for the winter. All right, this is Jessica with Skilled Womanhood. Get smart, get sane, get skills. All right, talk to you then. Bye-bye.